All right, folks, Elias McMillan and I getting ready for Rob Pratte Tuesday night, beginning at 8, right after Zachariah and Brown in Pittsburgh works. But we decided to do a little video here once again, the Samsung Galaxy 7 with Jeff Hathorn. He is the sports director, 93.7 The Fan, News Radio 1020 KDK. We put the best players in to give us the best chance to win. Earlier, it was about 5 hours ago, the decision Matt Murray will go tonight. Do you like it?
I do. I think it's the right call. I think he's the better goalie right now. I know Marc-Andre has a Stanley Cup to his credit, and he's been very good this year, but he's rusty. He looked bad in the third, and not just the goalie gave up. I'm talking about the Callahan. He just looks shaky, whether it's fatigue, whatever it is. You can't work through these things in the postseason, in an elimination game. I thought that they realized they made a mistake. I think Mike Sullivan realized that. He made the move he needed to. I like the call. I know some won't, but you have to go for now, not what has been.
Well, now is now, because if they don't win tonight, there is no tomorrow.
Right.
They want to push it to a Game 7. You know, just moments ago, KDK TV2, their sports report, there's a little video of Sidney Crosby. What do you think's going through number 87's mind right now?
I better do something here tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he wants to. And,
Right.
and I don't think he was as bad in Game 5 as people say. I mean, he had a big hold on puck possession, which allowed for one of their goals. I don't. Yeah, his scoring hasn't been there, but he has done some other things. But they do need him. When he and Malkin each have a point, they're 4-0.
All right, Kunitz, Letang, Crosby, Malcolm, Phil Kessel's just been lights out. Anyone else that you think could really rise to the occasion tonight?
Well, Hagelin and Bonino both have been good. Letang, I think, is key tonight. Not just offensively, but being smart. Don't take any stupid penalties. You know they're going to jab at him. They're going to try to get him off his game. I'm not a big believer in plus minus, but you're a -4. I mean, that tells you you're not doing things right. If he's on his game, forgive Hedman. He's the best defenseman on that ice. And they need to get some shots on to Vasilevsky. Yeah, they've gotten a lot of shots, but more shots, more traffic. Just keep firing. Keep that in the Tampa end, and eventually you'll get one through, and then defensively they have to do a better job of back checking.
What do they do defensively also to give their offense a chance to skate a little faster, something they've been able to do, but at times Hedman and them have been able to really put the brakes on Crosby and company.
It's tough because the D-men, you don't want to get caught in transition because they're very good at starting breaks. So defensively, you've got to be very responsible. You've got to handle the puck. But obviously, the quicker you can get it out, to your forwards, the better. And, Tampa's good at that. Here's the thing I really think that needs to be understood here. Tampa's not the 94 Pirates. I mean, this is a good hockey team. And people are all up in arms thinking that they should have blown this team away because they don't have Stamkos and Bishop. This is a really good team. And Kucherov is a peer of Crosby and Malkin. And Johnson is good. Killorn is a good player. Drouin is a really good young player. We mentioned, Vasilevsky in the series he's having. And Hedman. I mean, this is a really good hockey team. It's no surprise to me that they're in this situation. That being said, I still think they can come back and win this series.
Listen, I know you got to go real quick because you follow it a whole lot more than I do, but one thing we know a little bit about is media. For the longest time, one of the big arguments, Gary Bettman, NHL commissioner, trying to get the big network contract. I think NBC Sports Network has figured it out, along with Doc Emmerich and a bunch of other folks. Why does it just seem to work hockey on the NBC Sports Network? I really feel engaged more now than ever before watching hockey on television.
Well, it's their big thing, So they put a lot of resources into hockey. Whereas if it was on, let's say it's on ESPN, it would be an afterthought. They would play it up a little bit because they had the rights to it, but they're going to play it up like women's beach volleyball. They're not going to play it up like NBC Sports would because that's their main thing. That's their hook. That's the only major. I know they do have some soccer, but American sport, North American sport that they have is hockey. They pay attention to it. They roll a lot of resources into it. I think they do a pretty good job of covering it. By the way, is it Ricky Fowler Day today?
No, this is Jimmy K's. That's another story. But speaking of Jimmy K's, one thing the Penguins do, they put a lot of money in the cash register at these wonderful restaurants and bars. Not only when
We're
they
hoping for a Game 7.
Right. Not only when they play at Consol, but throughout the tri-state. I mean, they mean big business for this area, don't they?
Yeah, Game 7 would be big for all of them, not just for the fans, but for those businesses. and people would be out on, the Pens or the Pirates play Saturday or Thursday afternoon. Be a nice doubleheader, Bucks and Pucks, and I do think the Pens will win. I think there will be a Game 7, and then you never know. It's a fluky thing here or there, but I think this too. Tampa does not want to come back here. So as much as everybody thinks all the pressure's on the Penguins, and there is pressure, there's also pressure on Tampa. The Pens can get a lead. I mean, Tampa's going to want to end this thing in Tampa Bay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the sports director of News Radio 1020, KDKA, and 93.7 The Fan, where the Bucks and Diamondbacks are at it tonight on 93.7 The Fan. He is Jeff Hathorn. Have a great night. Let's go Pens!